What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, if I can ask you to do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. You have no clue how much it means to us. I would love to add you to the community. Number two, if you're an OG subscriber, you know what I'm going to ask you to do, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. That's how we communicate with YouTube. And yeah, let's get into today's topic. Hey, we made a signing. Probably wasn't the signing most of us were expecting. I heard about this particular player and the odds of this, signing occurring kind of late Sunday night. I heard about it, and it turned out to be some, fire with that smoke there, guys. The Eagles went out and signed a defensive tackle. They went out and signed Javon Hargrave, and I got to be honest with you, it's not a signing I anticipated because it's not an area of weakness, I thought, but I do think that the Eagles looked at the way the season unfolded last year to when we really lost players at defensive tackle in the interior pass rush. Like, we struggled without an interior pass rush. We struggled mightily. And I think the Eagles went out there and said, that's not going to happen again. So they went out and they signed Javon Hargrave, who's a very good football player, guys. This was a guy who played the nose in the 34 and was still putting pressure on quarterbacks and incredible rates. I'm happy with it, man. He definitely makes the football team a lot better. As I envision it, they're probably going to move Javon Hargrave beside Fletcher Cox. Malik Jackson will probably serve as that third defensive tackle role. And then, you have Hassan Ridgeway, which, by the way, part of the reason why I was quite surprised by this move was earlier on Monday, we heard that the Eagles reached an agreement with Hassan Ridgeway to come back for a year. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I thought, that's Hassan Ridgeway and the Jernigan battle. I always said that I thought the Eagles would go Ridgeway because I thought Ridgeway has more upside. But look, I like the moves. I mean, they still got a guy in Anthony Rush they like a lot. And I think Anthony Rush did a really damn good job. So I don't know how many defensive tackles they're going to keep, but they got 5 legitimate defensive tackles right now. The pass rush is the key here, guys, is that this is going to give the Eagles a lot of flexibility. And one of the things we heard is the reason they brought Burke in to coach the defensive line, which Burke is not a guy who's ever coached defensive lines. He's a linebacker coach, but he is a former D coordinator that ran the wide 9 technique. He's a Jim Schwartz disciple. So what we understood is the Eagles are really unsatisfied with the way our previous defensive line coaches failed to take advantage of matchups with football players. So Burke's going to come in here and really take advantage of the matchups. So we're going to do more than just bring in a NASCAR, package. I mean, you're probably going to see, Malik Jackson being utilized as a defensive end, almost like Calais Campbell from time to time. And man, I got to tell you, it's not what I envisioned, but you got a lot of good football players on the football team right now, especially at defensive line. I mean, I think 3 of the highest paid players right now in the Eagles are on the defensive line. I think it's Jernigan, or not Jernigan, my bad, guys. I think it's Jackson, the other J. Jackson, Cox, and now Hargrave are 3 of the highest paid Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, these are 3 of the guys making over $10 million. So, I mean, it just goes to show you. Now, would I still like to get a Vic Beasley Jr.? Sure. I would love to go get a guy with more speed on the play on the outside. I do think this defense does lack speed even on the, that defensive end position. The 2 guys that we have that we can kind of throw fastballs at you are Jannard Avery, of course, and then, of course, we have Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat is an athletic freak. If you've not looked at what Josh Sweat did at the Combine, guys, go look at what he did there. I mean, there's a reason why the Eagles saw value in him. With that said, I really like what I saw out of Josh Sweat last year, but I'm still a little iffy on him being the 3rd defensive end here. I think there's something there, and I think there's something to develop, but it does make you feel a little uneasy. Rumors are the Eagles might go and sign back, Curry. I mean, apparently Curry's getting a lot of interest. The Eagles want him back, and I don't know that it's necessary. I think we already got Brandon Graham as a veteran presence, so I guess we'll see where that plays out. The other big elephant in the room, guys, corner. Byron Jones signed with the Miami Dolphins for, what was it, like $80-some million, guys? 50-some guaranteed. Probably a good thing that Howie Roseman kind of, he wanted, he would have liked to have signed Byron Jones. Byron Jones is way better than anything we've thrown out there. Byron Jones is way better than a lot of fans are giving him credit for, by the way. The way you can tell a cornerback is playing well is when quarterbacks opt not to throw the ball at him. Quarterbacks just didn't throw the ball at Byron Jones. They just didn't. So Byron Jones gets his massive contract with the Dolphins. I do think it was very prudent of Howie Roseman to back off of that. My problem with spending that kind of money on cornerback is I just think it's hard for any quarterback to live up to the value of that kind of contract. I just think you're going to get played if you pay that kind of money. Not that the player is not a good player, not that that player wouldn't help your football team. I just don't think that they're going to help your football team enough. Like I think pass rush is way more important than your corner play. With that said, we still got a lot of holes on this football team, gentlemen. The rumor is, do not be surprised if the Eagles don't go ahead and go sign a linebacker. It's not the rumor. We know we're going to sign a linebacker, but we're going to spend more money than I think people anticipate on linebacker. It does suck we missed out on Nick Kwiatkowski from Chicago. I thought that was a guy that he might be one of those under the radar guys who turns out to be very, very good. I thought Oakland made a hell of a signing there. So, I guess we'll have to see where the Eagles go. I mean, David Mayo is still out there. I don't think, I'm pretty sure Corey Littleton's probably working out a contract with someone right now anyways, but Corey Littleton was going to cost too much money. I just couldn't see the Eagles going that direction. Joe Sherbert, I don't know what's going on with his front. I'm going to have to look that up shortly, but he seems like that might be a little too, pricey for the Eagles. But I do think like that David Mayo range of guys who do have talent, guys who are young, going to be coming up on that second contract. I do think those guys, you could see, teams the Eagles get involved there. I definitely do think you could see that. In terms of the corner and where we go in the corner market now, my guess is we're probably going to go veteran. I hate to say it, guys, because I don't like the veteran options that are out there. I'm not a big fan of Chris Harris Jr. I think 3 or 4 years ago, sure, but I think he's more of a slot guy than he is an outside corner. I think that's a mistake, and I think he's a matchup nightmare. I just think taller receivers are going to laugh if you try to throw this kid out there on them. I'm not a big fan of Logan Ryan, personally. That wouldn't be the choice I would go with. I mean, maybe the Eagles shock us and they go with a player that I've been screaming from the rooftop for them to go sign now. I've been a huge fan of going out to Buffalo and making a move there. I thought Kevin Johnson was a really good football player for them. I mean, this is a guy that's playing that third corner role for them who does not want to be a third corner. He wants to be on the outside. And you heard, look, reports have come out from the scouting department in Buffalo and the coaching staff that this kid, Kevin Johnson, is the second best coverage cornerback they had. The only player that they said that they would rate higher than him is Tre'Davious White. That's a big praise. I would like to see the Eagles be smart and go with players like that. My gut feeling, watch Trufant. Watch Desmond Trufant. He's got experience with the secondary coach we got. At his best, he's a lot better than what we've been throwing out there at his best. But, he's been injury prone, guys, and that's going to be the problem. We're definitely going to probably be hitting corner in the draft. I don't think there's any doubt about that now. But with that said, guys, I just, I know we're going to sign a veteran. I wish we would go after, different style players. I would love to sign a Kevin Johnson. I just don't think it's going to happen. But, yeah, my gut instinct says watch the Trufant front. Outside of Trufant and Chris Harris Jr. and Logan Ryan, I think that's where the Eagles are going, somewhere in that area. Guys that got their contracts, props to Big V. Halapuli Vaitai got his contract yesterday with the Detroit. Well, got a preliminary contract because it's not really official until Wednesday, but he got he's signing with the Detroit Lions. He'll probably be their starting left tackle. He's a guy I would have loved to have had back as that third swing tackle. I think he's really great in that role, but I get it, man. If you're that guy, you want to start, man. Come on. I'm not going to knock the guy for wanting to go start somewhere. It puts the Eagles in a situation to where we need to look for a veteran offensive lineman ourselves now. We need to have a veteran presence there for that swing tackle role. I do feel like we're okay with Matt Pryor inside, but we could probably also use a guard or a center. I think we might see that come in the draft, though. It'll be interesting to see what the Eagles do, guys. It's going to be an interesting week coming up here. I get the slight feeling that Jalen Mills, we might have more interest in bringing him back than I thought originally. I do think that Rodney McLeod is gone. I think Rodney McLeod is probably going to be moving on, guys. So we probably will be looking at safety options. So we'll see how the way, I'll keep updating you guys as these things roll in. If I get some time today, either today or tomorrow, guys, I'll sit down and I'll make an all 22. I'll do some all 22 coaches film on Javon Hargrave so I can kind of really break down his play and what he does well, what he doesn't do so well. But look, guys, free agency is rolling in and we're rolling with it, guys. So as we make these moves, I'll try to update you guys. I'll talk about what I know about these guys and where I think the Eagles are going. All right, y'all, you know what time it is. EAGLES. Hey, the pass rush just got a lot better, guys.